On this, we're asking our members a big question, about are they prepared to back the union and where they're going. But I think it's been said yesterday, it's been said consistently. The Royal Mail board have completely lost touch with the workforce. And, what they are proposing, whether it be on pay and changes that they're talking about, is completely outrageous. And our members who have gone through such a lot over the last couple of years are really angry. And I've got to say, the Royal Mail board, they need to have a really serious look at themselves, because they have lost the workforce. No question about that.
No, it feels like that, doesn't it? We did a gate meeting this morning in South West London. Obviously, they're going on right across the UK, which is brilliant to see. What is, when you go into these offices, I mean, the feedback this morning and elsewhere is that these are simple meetings. Members, it's not. Sometimes in the past we've gone to the members and we've said, like, we're fighting for X, we think you deserve Y, and we're building a campaign. This time it's like members are desperate. They need that pay rise to keep up with everything that's happening in their own lives.
Exactly, and it's not scaremongering from the union. People are seeing it in their take-home pay, their bills, every letter that comes through the door, every email that comes through to them. I mean, their standard of living is seriously under attack. And for what we've done for the country in the last 2 years, for the company to then offer what it's offered, is outrageous. And it just shows me, and what I would say about the anger of the members is this, is the way this company and its leadership patronise the workforce, that think that they can pat people on the head for doing a good job during the pandemic, and then to treat them in such a disrespectful way is you don't need to say a lot of people. Royal Mail are doing the work for this union, and I seriously think there should be questions asked at the very top of this company on the leadership of this company, whether it's the CEO or whether it's people that are running the company or the board members themselves. They are completely lost touch with reality of what's going on in 2022 in Royal Mail.
I mean, you're interesting. You made that point. I mean, there's been a lot of noise, isn't there? Some of it in jest, some of it's quite serious about some of Royal Mail's communications. For example, they're using the Facebook Workplace platform, and we've talked about that, in our briefings previously in that conference. And the approach from the company, to me, sort of, I'm talking communications here, obviously in my role, seems to be like a level of arrogance, of like, well, we can only afford 2%, so therefore you're just going to trust me and be very, very grateful for that. I mean, what would your take on that be?
Well, then people don't understand postal workers. Postal workers have always demanded the best and recognition from the company and in their pay. It's no good them quoting and bleating on about our rates of pay. We'll never apologise for that, and nor will our members, because that's what pays the rent, pays the mortgage, and for that patronising CEO that we've got, who gets up every morning and talks about everything from digging a tree to the colour of the sky, he is completely lost and insults our members on a daily basis. And he can have as many trust surveys as he's want. The real trust survey will be when we get a ballot and when we get a yes vote, because that's the only show in town. And I tell you, I'll bet you anything he wants, right? It'll be the end of him, in my opinion, because he is completely out of touch with reality. He's out of touch with the workforce, and he really needs to get with our negotiators and start negotiating on a proper settlement.
Spot on, Mark. Just one more thing would be: have you got a message to members in London, or any sort of wider than that, following today's briefing on where we are?
Listen, not just to all members. You need to back your union. You need to go to the members' meetings. You need to read the literature, and you need to support your union. This union is not looking for a dispute. It's not looking for a strike. It's looking for a negotiated settlement that rewards you in this current financial crisis. We will do that, and this union will do that. But we will know, like the other groups of workers are having to do, that you never get nothing for free. And if needs be, we're going to have to back the union. We're fighting for you, and we're going to need you, our members, to stand behind them, stand behind the union, and ensure that we get a just settlement on pay and deal with the issues around the future. We can deal with that, but it's got to be a balance, not imposition.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for your time, buddy, and see you soon, mate. All right? Yeah, thank you, bud. We'll just have a quick look at the comments. I think Marcus is going to have a quick chat with us. So, but lots of agreement to what Mark was saying there. Lots of support. I've got with me now, though, Marcus, one of our reps. How are you doing, buddy? So what would you want to split across from today's briefing?
You know what? I just want to say we feel empowered. We always have been. You know, our leaders here in the CW, they on job. Do you know what I mean? And from us here in Camden Town, we're really behind you lot. And the people want nothing more than what they deserve. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, here in Camden Town, that's all we want. We don't want to take nothing out of the leaders of our businesses' mouths. We provide quite happily, work hard to provide for their families to keep their blessed and privileged lives up. Do you know what I mean? Up is a word that is used in the streets, as in successful. You're doing well. You know what I mean? And we wish nothing but that for them. But I can't understand why they would wish less for us when we're the ones digging in, grafting, and working on and providing profit margins that are um almost second to none, you know what I mean, or even to what it is anyway. And they would want to take food out of our children's mouths, you know, push us underwater. All we're asking for is something that will keep our heads above water, keep our children fed, you know, not exceedingly fed like possibly theirs are. Do you know what I mean? But just fed and just above the cost of living. Do you know what I mean? And that's what, there's nothing wrong with asking that. Sorry.
No, no, you need to be sorry. It's a fantastic message. What is that a message you believe in your office is carrying through to members of behind the union?
100%. I'm telling you, like literally, if it's on, it's on. Just know we deserve what we deserve, and it's on. Yeah. So please do not violate, because you will end up pushing us in a predicament, in a position where we don't want it. We will drop every symbol, every logbook, every key where we stand, and step if we need to step. Just know that the whole of Camden's on that. We're on it. Don't violate. I beg you. Just give us what we deserve.
Spot on, Marcus. Thank you for your time. Absolutely fantastic. So we've got loads and loads of comments coming in. People saying afternoon. People saying well done to you. Come and have a chat with me. Do you want to introduce yourself? Let's make sure we're both on screen together. There we are. Looking good, both of us. What do you want to introduce yourself and talk about?
Janice Richardson, branch secretary, East Number 3 branch.
So, Janice, what was your take on the meeting? I mean, I was just saying to Marcus and just saying to Mark previously, who came on, that people seem really up for it, really in the right place, almost like confident but not complacent.
I think the feeling I get from today is that everybody's up for the fight. You know, if we wasn't up for the fight before, we're definitely up for the fight now. I mean, at the end of the day, what Royal Mail are doing is an insult to everybody. I mean, as branch secretary, I've had to write out 3 letters of condolences to posties that have died. And when you do that, and then, you know, Royal Mail gives you like a 2% pay rise, you know, with strings attached, then another 1.5% afterwards, you kind of think, are you like taking the, you know, I won't say the word, but it's just an insult. Do you know? And at the end of the day, there comes a time in everybody's life where you've got to stand up and fight for what is right. And this, if you don't stand up now, when are you going to stand up and fight? Because we deserve better than that. You know, every day, 352 days of the year, we went into work. People were scared. People were scared of dying, catching COVID. There was no PPE. There was nothing. But we didn't grumble. We went into work and we did our job. And for what they're offering us, you know, come on, we deserve better than that. Do you know, if the Binmen can get 18.5% in Manchester and we're just ordinary posties, you know, just give us what we deserve. So, yeah, I'm up for it. You know, bring it on.
Fantastic, as always, in the branch. I mean, one of the things you touched on there, which I think is really important to remember, because, I mean, sometimes companies in these situations, they want to forget the backstory and just, you know, talk about, you know, the circumstances they face now. But you're absolutely spot on. There will be offices right across the UK who have colleagues who are tragically no longer with us, you know, who are hit by the pandemic and obviously, you know, passed away. And if you go back to the start of it, that fear that rippled through the industry, and you know, as 90% of other workers were either furloughed or told they could work from home, postal workers, you know, much like our friends in the NHS and other frontline workers, didn't have that choice. And you know, and then subsequent to that, putting the company back into massive profit, massive payouts for shareholders, and then, you know, it's almost as if we're being treated as if we're like stupid, as if like we don't understand what we've put in and don't understand our worth. And I suppose that's what you were saying.
It's like, you know, they treat us like something that, you know, they're stepped in. Do you know? And I'm sorry, but we're better than that, and we deserve better than that. And it's like I said, you know, it's like you guys say, you know, you pick on one, you pick on us all. So at the end of the day, you know, Royal Mail, you know, give us what we deserve. If not, you know, you're going to see this union and these members standing up and fighting for what they believe in. you know. So yeah, it's good.
Oh, thank you for your time. Brilliant. Brilliant
worries.
contribution. Good.
See you on the 18th.
Yeah, really excited about that and great contribution. And thanks. Good luck in the branch. Yeah. So, Carl, yeah, we're just going to come and have a chat. Another one of our great contributors today. So come and have a chat. Talk about the feeling of the members in the branch, first of all.
They feel insulted. They're insulted on two counts. Insulted about all their hard work.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Go on.
They're insulted about their hard work they put in, and they've been treated this way. And they're insulted about their intelligence when the board are saying, you know, this is a pay rise. When my members are going to take a £52 a week pay cut as a result of this proposal. So they're angry. Yeah. We've got more people joining the union, people not being union members before joining, and give the clear message to Royal Mail. And I don't know where they get the intelligence from to say it's not their intent to give us a pay cut, but they are. Yeah, it's reality. What are they talking about?
No, I don't know. I mean, you make a number of fantastic points there. Number one, getting the union. I think that's a spot on point, which you make consistently throughout this dispute and any time in day-to-day matters. But the other point you make, is just talking to Janice about, is I think you make it really well, is insulting our members' intelligence. And that's how it feels. So I was saying to Mark previously on the interview that that's how it feels to me in communications terms, because obviously, obviously think through strategies of what the union is going to do on this stuff. And like, it feels to me as if, like, you know, all the facts are laid out, like, you know, the pandemic put people at great risk. The members turned the company around. The members have witnessed massive profits. The members have witnessed massive shareholder payments. And it's almost like they think that all the people know that, and they're still going to swallow this rubbish that's put in front of them. So that is insulting, isn't it? You know,
it's totally insulting to them. And you know, how do you reward a workforce like that? And you know, they're paying the shareholders lots of extra money, giving them an extra 130 million on top of the 400 million. And by the way, you got to be £52 a week worse off. I've got members that can't afford to put fuel in their car to get to work. That's how bad it is. And I like the people at the top of Royal Mail to come and just attempt to do their work for a week. Do the job you're asking them to do. With vans that keep breaking, PDAs that keep failing, you've got to take pictures of everything. But sorry, we're not giving you the time to do it. We want to make your deliveries bigger. They're fatigued. And then to say that a third of the workforce abuse the sick pay system, that's just not true. It's all false. And they need to come down and listen to the members, listen to what we're doing, and give us a fair deal for a fair day's work.
Spot on, Richard. One more question for you, because I know you're busy and you want to get back to getting the vote out. And I want to talk to you about that, really, because obviously, you know, you've set out there really eloquently that, you know, the circumstances and what's at risk. The next thing for us is what we're going to do about it. Are you confident that the members in the branch are going to deliver a massive yes vote? A, and secondly, like, what would your message be? You know, we need to keep the union meetings going. We need to keep the momentum going. And how important is it that everyone gets behind the CWU?
Very important, very vital. We all stand together, because we all stand together. They will not divide us, and we'll tell them exactly what we think of this pay deal. And we're going to get 100% yes vote, in my opinion, because who's going to vote for a pay cut? No one's going to vote for that, are they?
No, it's a bit of a turkeys voting for Christmas scenario, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll stand together.
Spot on. Thank you for your time. Absolutely brilliant. So, Carl, I think, has got someone else to speak to me. No, he's got no one else to speak to me. So we need to find the DGSP. Is he gone? Has he left us? Is he? He's at the back having a photograph. So I'm sure he's doing a video. So I'm sure we'll get him in a second. I'll just talk this out, and I'm going to grab Carl Maiden and just harass him, because I can see him over my shoulder. And Carl's going to come and help me fill some time with a little bit of chat. Yes, yeah, I'm really good, buddy. So back again. Was it a few hours ago we were doing a live session on fleet and engineering members? So first of all, I suppose actually quite timely to grab you, because it was a good session last night, and we've had some good feedback, haven't we?
Yeah, we have some very positive feedback. A lot of our members and the reps have come through and said that, you know, the clarity given throughout the session has taken away what the business were trying to confuse people with. So yeah, we've had some good feedback, lots of big numbers as well, bigger numbers than what we were talking about originally and what we were expecting. So we want to thank all branches, because surely some of them numbers would have been branches that didn't have engineering and fleet as well as those that did. So we want to thank everybody that tuned in, or indeed is watching the video after, because that's as important to get the clarity that's required.
No, that's brilliant. So one more question, and I'm going to try and harass Terry. I think he can see us now. Is just building on that then. So obviously, you know, Royal Mail, as they're going to do, they're going to come out and they're going to try and scaremonger. They're going to try and, do their usual manoeuvring tactics. But you're confident that our fleet and engineering members will be with us when the ballot papers come out?
Absolutely. We had that confirmed last night, and it's been confirmed in the 2 meetings we've done again, and we've got no reason to think it won't be confirmed when we do Liverpool next week.
Spot on. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, Chris.
I'm going to get Terry if I can. Can I possibly get Tel? He's going to come up and he's going to have a chat with you, I think. Just we'll check the comments. So yeah, we remember obviously the cleaning staff that was talked about today. Everyone, we fully recognise that. We fully recognise that's a massive issue. Is Terry on the phone? Can I possibly grab him? Yeah, so he's coming up now. So he's busy man, as you all know. Obviously, he's just closed up the session with our members today in a big rousing speech and massive noise coming from the members in support. And he's going to walk right into live shot now to chat to me. Hello, sir. How you doing, mate? So yeah, really good. So spoken to quite a few of our reps who were here, all of them inspired, all of them motivated, all of them already saying they were that way, but even more so after today. I don't know if it was the acoustics in this place, but the roof nearly came off. And it's like reminded me of one of those old football stadiums when it rattled a little bit at the end there. It was a great meeting, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, lots of good questions and all. People trying to understand all the different nuances that's going on with the business and dispute resolution processes. People really are aware and clued up really with what the company's trying to do, and it makes it even worse. It's not just saying you ain't worthy of a pay deal. It makes it even worse. The games they're trying to play with a trade union when we've got such a progressive agenda like the Pathway to Change, which basically lays out the parameters that we negotiate in and the way we try and develop mutual interest solutions rather than this big push we're suddenly getting. I think most people think this is a company now that's been inspired by the P&O events. And this is like P&O in sheep's clothing, now make a push, and we're coming out of the pandemic, made bundles of money during the pandemic. So now's a chance to try and push this through because there's a financial crisis, cost of living crisis. Maybe they think our members are worried about standing up for themselves. But I mean, listen, you heard it today. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Postal workers have always stood up. As for this building, it's a fantastic building. It's Conway Hall.
You can see a bit of a background.
Yeah, it's so people can see it's Conway Hall in Red Lion Square in London. It's a fabulous old venue, and many a big trade union meetings taking place in here. So you always feel a bit inspired just coming in here, don't you? But magnificent turnout, magnificent support. Just decent people who know that they're being treated badly. So no, it couldn't have gone better. We've got Liverpool next week. So where we in the 3 meetings we would have captured, took the temperature in every part of the country, and it's clearly at boiling point. They're disappointed. They're angry with the company. There are all these things, and I think people just cannot believe that they gave so much and achieved so much. Not just in delivering stuff during the pandemic, but in change as well during that period of time. For the company to suddenly be Jekyll and Hyde, in the way they're talking to us and the way they're treating us now. So we'll have to see. But I don't think there's any doubt that they're going to be supporting this trade union. If the company don't wake up and don't do the right thing, then we're going to have a row, aren't we?
I was just, you were obviously busy doing your business, and I was doing a few interviews with some of our reps to build up to have our usual closing chat with yourself. And they were all fantastic. I mean, Mark Palfrey helped us kick off a session. Then we had Marcus from London. We had Janice from the Anglia division, Richard from Kent and Victor, and a couple of other speakers. And every single one of them said that one of the words, the common word that came through was insulted. That was the word that came through. And Janice really majored on the fact that, there's members in her branch who she went out and gave death grants to their loved ones and stuff like that during the pandemic, and now they have it feels deeper than insult, if you like. Marcus made a fantastic contribution, sort of saying to this, it was a really actually going to get it clipped. I think it was one of those things that movie as someone speaking, and he was saying, look, we ain't in the game for taking this. People, you send a message to the senior management. He's saying we're not in the game for taking off you. He said what we're asking is you not to take off us, and really powerful stuff from our people.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, everyone's sort of got a story from COVID, haven't they? In work, out of work. Everyone's got families. Families are connected to other places and other. But it was a horrendous time, and it's almost like they're just erasing it from history. I think that's the thing for people. But you know, it was the effort and that people put in. You would expect someone to say thank you, wouldn't you? You'd expect a bit of genuine reward for what you've done. Plus, they see the profits, they see the announcement, don't they? The company's gone from a predicted £600 million loss to a 716 million pound operating profit across GLS. That's across the group rather. That's not just us. It's GLS and Royal Mail together, etc. But even in Royal Mail, it's in excess of 400 million pounds, mate. Now, 500 since July 21st, over 500 million pounds been given to shareholders. In August, they're looking to give them another 130 million. I mean, do the maths. All that money has gone out to people who don't work in the business, hasn't gone back in investment into this great public service. And that's how private company comes on. It should never have been privatised, but that's how they carry on, and that's where we are. But what, not reward the people? So, you know, over £1 billion turnaround in a company from the early part of 2021 to where we stand now in 2022, and they haven't done enough. Yeah, it's just nonsense. It's totally taking insult. Well, it is insulting, but it's also taking the mick out of people. But I believe these company boards, they were inspired by P&O, mate. They sat around waiting and see what would happen. The government's done nothing to P&O in terms of illegally sacking them people. And I think these boards are now coming after, especially the unionised workforces. You know what I mean? And what it's resulted in is the language of the company has totally changed overnight. You know, in the conversations we've had, all the meetings we've had, building up to this point, building up to February really. We wrote to them in February on pay, and we wrote to them separately about advancing pathway of change. Union had a policy for them. It's been the union that's done all the running. We ain't heard from them. Suddenly they come back in April and go, bosh, here we are. And it's like they're different people. It's Jekyll and Hyde. Now something's happened, hasn't it? And it's happened at the highest level, I'm telling you. So, you know, whether government have pulled these big companies and said you can't give big pay rises, especially the big unionised ones, which predominantly look after key workers, by the way. You know, that's not a big leap to assume there ain't been that conversation, because you're seeing the other industry. Well, you're seeing BT in our own union, BT being treated the same, in position of an unacceptable pay rise. Post office, people have taken industrial action, our members in the post office, and the post office ain't even talking to them, ain't even talking to the union. So just totally dismissive of the trade union and its role as representing those workers. Now they're starting in Royal Mail Group. They think they're going to give it to us. RMT, you know, people think what they like, but if you listen to the reasons, there's a dispute across RMT, it could almost be our dispute. It's the same stuff. So it's these people, you know what I mean, wherever they are. But there has been a total change in the people we're dealing with. Something's happened, and I think it's, well, going into the pandemic, we were there with a big yes vote, right? We were key workers, we get a deal. It's almost now looking like it was a deal for the pandemic, because now we're coming out of the pandemic, we're going back to 2017 again. Well, if that's where we're going, well, that's what it'll have to be. In 2017, record-breaking ballot return, record-breaking yes vote, and I think we're going to surpass it this time, because they have their lack of emotional intelligence is unbelievable. So, and that tells you it's people that are really detached from, just walk into one of our workplaces, walk in there during a pandemic, seeing what people are having to do, social distancing, one to a van, our members having to get a bus out to the first call of delivery and that sort of stuff. And now suddenly you're not worth anything. Sorry. You know, 600 million or whatever going to a shareholder, but we ain't got nothing for you to have a pay rise for all you've done. What are you going to do? You've got to have a fight, haven't you?
Of course you have, mate. Of course you have. And so, I mean, we're on the brink now. Obviously, we'll be doing more content over the next sort of 24 hours, pushing. Members then are going to get a really, really well-earned couple of days off. Yeah. Next week, Monday, or actually Sunday, we'll probably be together doing some live content. Oh, right. And Liverpool. But Monday, we're back, if you like, with all of our reps up in the northeast, northwest, Scotland, Northern Ireland again. So a chance for you to give a final message, you know, closing this event really, and looking forward to next week.
Well, again, so everyone who's watching, who's taking interest in this. So yesterday, you know, we had all the people from the Midlands and etc. Some from South Central, South Wales, South West, etc. Today was London, Anglia, South East, some of the other part of South Central. So not many unions do this. So we're out there trying to talk to as many people as possible, not just for us to give our message, but take the temperature, as I've already said. And as you say, next week we're up in Liverpool and we'll be doing Scotland and the North West and everything else. So we would have gone round and took the view of everybody. But it's just totally consistent. It's, you know, I don't think of all the different times battles we've had, the 4 pillars, etc., the 3 ballots we had, this seems even stronger. This sense of injustice is even stronger. And it is a massive injustice. I tell you now, this isn't the people we were dealing with a few months ago that we're dealing with. Something has definitely changed, and they've decided this is nothing about Royal Mail. This ain't. They have got no affection for this great public service. Someone said today, I don't know if anyone said on here, but you said there's 2 days off. It's the Jubilee. Normally Royal Mail would have been all over that, wouldn't they? Painting post boxes and stamps, and no one's seen anything. So because they are purely focused now on get back onto the privatisation agenda, you know, you're overpaid, you're too labour intensive, you're not productive enough, blah 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 blah, all the same old stuff, and we're going to attack you, and we're going to reduce the service. We're going to have the cheapest possible pipeline. We're only really going to concentrate on parcels, so all the language of growth, all that stuff. It's all rubbish. Now, we went with it. We had an agreement. And, of course, when we got an agreement and we believe in it, we wouldn't sign it. We didn't believe in it. We stick to the agreement. We are the honourable people, this trade union. Our members are honourable people. Look what they've done during the pandemic. They've done everything in good faith. And the Royal Mail board, CEO, everyone else have just turned around and dumped on them. Couldn't have insulted them more if they tried. And I tell you now, I know they're probably banking on the fact there's a cost of living crisis, and you'll be too frightened to take industrial action. You can't afford to take I'll tell you now, you can't afford not to. You cannot afford not to back your trade union. So many workers are not in a trade union, and they've got no one to represent them. You have, and we're standing up as a collective, everybody. Because if you don't back this trade union, then you forever accept less.
Thank you, first of all, to you, Terry. Brilliant. Another good series of meetings, mate. Look forward to seeing you at the weekend and Monday. And more from Terry and me. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in and watching it later on. Take it easy, everyone.